Okay friends, this is the video I've been promising you. It is all about making room sprays, personal sprays, and roll-ons out of your essential oils. I have my new diffuser here, and I'm going to put in a little Christmas spirit because it is Christmas time when I'm making this video. This is the new Haven diffuser. Isn't it pretty? So I'm just going to put a couple drops. If you've not used diffusers before that have the water in them, it only takes 5 to 7 drops as a rule is plenty. I'm counting as I'm dropping. And I'm just going to turn that on and let it go. So pretty. Okay, I'm going to push this out of the way a little. All right, so what we're using today is just going to be some distilled water, carrier oils, and vodka. Depending on what you're doing, will depend on what your base is going to be, whether you're going to use a carrier oil or an alcohol-based oil. So let me just start with the roll-ons. You can buy these adorable little roll-on containers. I got this one at Amazon. It's filled with my chill recipe, and this has a carrier oil in it. Roll-ons, you want to use a carrier oil. The carrier oil will depend on you. So depending on your body type or the kind of thing you're doing will kind of determine your oil. I often use jojoba or a blend. Young Living makes a great blend. That's a good base. Their V6 oil is a great base for everything. You can use jojoba, you can use avocado. I have dry skin. Avocado oil is a favorite of mine. If you're using a roll-on, you want to make a roll-on, use an essential or use a carrier oil for your foundation. If you're going to make a room spray, or a personal spray. So for room sprays, I use water and a little bit of baking soda, tiny bit of baking soda, distilled water, and the rest is essential oil. This is my Christmas spirit one. It's, I don't know if you can see it, but it's almost empty. We use it a lot. And it just smells amazing. These little bottles from Amazon is where I got these. You can also get, if you buy the Mindwise bottles, you can get spray things that will fit into those nice glass Mindwise bottles and reuse those, which I have done. I usually put my thieves cleaner in them, but you can buy spray containers that fit right down in there, adapters, and use those. So reuse those great Mindwise bottles if you get them. Something you really need is a tiny funnel. So this one's metal. Metal's best because we're working with essential oils. So I always go with a metal or a glass. Cute little tiny funnel. And then I have these for making perfumes. There's lots of different bottles out there. These are glass. Can you hear that? They're glass bottles, and they're colored. They have a cute little design on them, and they're just little screw-apart atomizers. So you can fill this up with vodka, mostly with vodka, and then top it off with the oils that you choose. Now, the biggest thing when making room sprays or perfumes is how to know what to choose. And I highly recommend Melissa Pepping's little perfume book. See, isn't this beautiful? This is how it comes. There's Melissa right there. She's the Savvy Minerals lady. If you know about Savvy Minerals, she's the one that came up with Savvy Minerals and worked out all the formulation way back in the day. It was called Sweet and Savvy when she started it. And this is the little book, and it's full of recipes, and she really explains to you how to do what. She gives the exact recipe. 4 drops of this, 2 drops of that, so nice. In this, she recommends using vanilla, and it was hard to get a good vanilla before Young Living came out with their own. So now we have good vanilla, yay, and it smells lovely. I used to always use the Stress Away. It had vanilla in it, and if I wanted that vanilla scent, I would use Stress Away sort of as my, my ingredient for the vanilla scent. But now I don't have to. I can just use straight up vanilla. If you order this beautiful diffuser, it comes with the vanilla and one other, and I forget what it is, but they do come with it. When you're choosing what you want to put together, you can see, look at all my oils that I have here. Let me just show you some of the oils that I personally collected that I like to use. Joy, I just have good old-fashioned Joy, which is a great one to make as a roll-on or to make in a little spritzer to take with you. If you smell like Joy, you make the people around you nicer too. So Joy's a great one. Myrrh is another. If you think about frankincense and myrrh, which have been used for thousands and thousands of years for perfuming, and it smells great. I have myrrh. I have my Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood. I've got my vanilla, Christmas spirit, like my spray is made out of, German chamomile, here's my jasmine, nice floral scent, my geranium. Geranium's one of my favorites. I do love me some geranium. And the other one that I really love is lemongrass. I love lemongrass. And I like lemongrass with spearmint or peppermint. I like the lemony or the citrus smell with the minty smell. It smells great. The other thing that smells really good together with the mints are the firs. So think Idaho balsam fir, pine, that sort of thing. Those smell really nice together, and they smell good in your house. I've got orange, I've got bergamot, I've got cedar wood right here. I think I said patchouli. There's my lemon. Ylang ylang is a great one. Amaressence, if you've been to some of the Young Living events, a lot of times amaressence is one that they'll give you, and it's a great scent. And it's one you could just use as is. A lot of the blends, like the Stress Away or Joy, some of those are great to use in a roll-on or in a spritz to take with you wherever you want to go. Christmas spirit, lavender. Some people just love a good lavender. You could do straight up lavender. Peppermint, spearmint, frankincense. Oh, I love frankincense. Lime. So those are all great ones. You can use this also. I'm sure you've heard of like pillow sprays. You can make this sort of thing to spray on the pillow at night to help with sleep. Lavender is a very popular one. Stress Away is a popular one. Peace and Calming. Another one that you can just spray, give a little spritz to the pillow before you go to bed. My son really liked the M-grain smell as a child, and we used to put a little swipe of that on his pillow at night to help him rest. I know everyone's different, but M-grain was a great one for him. It's one that I always keep in my purse. M-grain and I don't go too far apart. You have base notes, middle notes, and top notes, and those are sort of like how our brain and our nose process the scents. So a base note is usually heavier. The middle note is just like it is. It's sort of in the middle, and then your top notes, your light notes. So usually you smell the top note first and you work through, but not always. It sort of depends on the oil. So base notes, I'm just going to give you, I have my notes down here. I'm just going to read a few to you. Patchouli, which is in a lot of perfumes, is a base note. Idaho balsam fir, if you want that woodsy scent, along with cedarwood, another great woodsy scent. Those also make great room sprays. They're great at Christmas time to spray, and they're good if you want to make some scents a more masculine or a more universal scent that doesn't necessarily smell like a man or a woman, just smells good. Those are great ones. Myrrh and frankincense are base notes, and so is clove. A middle note is ylang ylang, and that's in Joy. So if you love the Joy blend, that's ylang ylang. That's the first thing you smell when you smell it, and that's the one that makes most people, gives you that great feeling. Ylang ylang is also great for our skin. It's a wonderful oil, and it is in a lot of perfumes around the world, not just a Young Living or not just essential oil stuff, but in general, ylang ylang is one that you'll find as a main note in some of your nice perfumes. Jasmine, another wonderful, flowery, beautiful scent. Rose and clary sage. I love geranium. Rose is a very expensive oil. It takes like a ton of rose petals to make just a tiny amount of actual oil. It's super expensive. It takes a lot to make that oil. But geranium has a slight rosy scent. It smells lovely. And it's a wonderful blend to use. If you want sort of that rosy scent, you can use a geranium instead, and it works really well. Now, top notes are your light notes. So think of your citrus oils like lime, tangerine, grapefruit, bergamot or bergamot, orange, basil, lavender. Again, lavender is used, it's like the #1 essential oil used in the perfume industry around the world. Thyme, jade lemon, which is the big green lemons that are from Asia, and cinnamon bark. So you can see how you could start playing with these, putting them together and getting some really unusual scents. How many of you remember this? Do you see this little thing here? It's the El Brillante, and it came in summer and winter. It had a lip gloss and it had a scent, and I still have a little bit left. I believe this is the winter one, and it was a good universal. Lots of people could wear it. In the summer blend, it had tangerine, it had mandarin peel or mandarin, lime, spearmint, vetiver, patchouli, and Idaho tansy. And they're in the order. So tangerine was the most drops, and Idaho Tansy was the least drops if you go in order, just like in a recipe. In the winter, Idaho balsam fir, it smells so lovely. White fir, the Hawaiian sandalwood, which I have down here, vetiver, and ylang-ylang. Great blends. So I have written down for you a few blends that you could put together depending on what you want. Now these are not my own. I did not come up with these. I just started searching the internet, and you can do the same thing and get some interesting things. If we're thinking like room spray, you could just do citrus fresh. One of my favorite blends that I put in the diffuser is either spearmint or peppermint with lime, and you can add a little vanilla now that we have it. It smells, if you want just the bright and fresh and clean smell, go with spearmint and lime. Your house just smells so fresh and clean. Peppermint's the same way. It smells a little bit like holidays. You add the vanilla in with it, it smells like peppermint candies. It's wonderful. So I highly recommend that one. It's one I use in my house all the time. It makes a great room spray. But let's say you like an earthy smell. Patchouli, palmarosa, vetiver, cedarwood, and neroli. Neroli is one that I use on my skin, on my face. It's a great oil for your face. And the way it would work is you use mostly cedarwood. So 4 to 5 drops of cedarwood, around 3 of patchouli, 3 of palmarosa, 1 each of vetiver and neroli, and you get a nice earthy scent. If you're unsure, like you've gathered all your oils and you know, oh, I love the way orange smells and I love the way chamomile smells, and you're not sure if they'll smell good together, think about your base notes, your middle notes, and your top notes, and kind of gather one from each group, open them up, put them together, and just kind of do the little swirl and sniff test and just see what you get personally, because everybody's body's different. We all smell things differently. They create a different emotional response in our bodies. So you want to kind of give it a little test. So now we're in winter time, and in winter, I always think of like spicy and woodsy. Here's a spicy one. Bergamot, 5 drops. Clove, 1 drop. Sandalwood, 4 drops. And then vanilla, 2 drops. That's a nice spicy scent. Cedarwood smells great. If you just do cedarwood with a little spearmint or peppermint, great, basic, good scent. And my son, when he was young, we used cedarwood a lot for other reasons. It's a good thinking oil. It's a good baseline oil for a lot of things. But it smelled wonderful. He just smelled great. It smelled like he was wearing a nice men's perfume. And it was just cedarwood. Great. And it's not expensive. It's a very reasonably priced oil. Let's say you want a floral, like a floral that's sort of exotic. On here it's called Enchantress. And it's 4 drops jasmine, 3 drops frankincense, and 3 drops of the orange. And you'll get sort of that exotic floral scent. You go out, start looking at what oils you already have. Look up your favorite scents that you're trying to replace with a more natural thing. I will tell you, I have quit wearing perfume. I've always had problems with perfume. I loved it, but I have migraine issues, and perfumes are one of my top triggers. My husband had a room spray he loved, and he would spray it, and I would have a migraine for 2 days. 1 spray of that stuff. And we finally figured out, I just do not need these synthetic sprays. But I used to love the cucumber or melon or whatever. Like, there was always a scent you just loved. Once you get away from those synthetic smells and you walk back into, you don't smell the perfume, you smell the alcohol. I smell alcohol more than anything else. I can smell the things that go into it more than I can smell the beautiful scents. That's what you won't smell with this. If you use a vodka, vodka has no flavor, no scent, no nothing, if you just buy plain old vodka. If you buy rubbing alcohol or witch hazel, they have a scent. And they're not a scent you necessarily want in your perfume. Rubbing alcohol smells like the doctor's office. Witch hazel kind of smells like, I don't know, it smells like a bathroom to me. It smells like cleaning supplies. It's not what I want my perfume to smell like. And that's why I use a plain old vodka, a good vodka. When the pandemic started, we went and bought really high alcohol content vodka because you couldn't get anything cleaning supplies, and I just added a little vodka with my Thieves essential oil to clean everything until we could get the heavier rubbing alcohol and stuff that they were recommending. But vodka worked great. That's all you need if you're going to make yourself a nice little perfume to take with you. If you do like I do and you make your own roll-ons that do things, like this is my relax one. It's called Chill, and I'll just show you. I have my little bottles. They're color coded. This one's called Focus, and I have a Focus blend. Breathe. This is my favorite. Breathe. That's my chill bottle. And then this one says Move, and this one was for like my joint support or muscle support after exercise or just in general. And all I would use is my favorite carrier oil and then my favorite essential oils that I was using already for those things. And I put them in my bottle, stop it up, top it, and then these can go with me. Like this is the perfect size. They can travel with you wherever you want to go. When you're trying to decide how much to put in there, what I do is I put the oils in first, like my favorite oils that I want for my recipe, and then I just top it off with my carrier oil or my alcohol or my water. If you're doing something like this, you can make room sprays. The fabric refreshers, you can do the same sort of thing. Do a little bit of alcohol, a little bit of water in your essential oils. It takes very little. Give it a shake before you go and give it a squirt. You go out and try this yourself. Make some beautiful blends, cute little purse blends like this. And I would love to know what you put together, what your favorite ones are. So leave me comments and tell me what you did. I can't wait to hear. And I'd love to know, did you make room sprays? Did you make body sprays? Did you make some good roll-ons for your kids? Thanks.